Hey, Brew and Feed here. I am on my way into Whole Foods Market to pick up something to cook for dinner. I'm also going to get some lunch too. I forgot to mention earlier in this video that I am also camping. I'm here in Asheville, KOA in Asheville, North Carolina. We got a lakeside site, and you can see there's no other folks, almost nobody else at this campground this time of year. This is probably the first week for camping season. It's usually pretty cold, but it's nice this time. So we're gonna go inside to the RV, unpack these groceries, and start prepping and getting ready for lunch and dinner. All right, we got everything prepped for lunch. We're just gonna do sausage, onions, and bell peppers. I went with vegan sausage because I know I'm gonna be eating Chilean sea bass and steak later, so I'm gonna try to balance things out, but you can use regular smoked sausage with this, or kibasi sausage, beef, pork, or a blend of the two. So I went with vegan sausage, different colored bell peppers, and some red onions. So this will be a nice colorful dish, easy to make. We're gonna saute it in the pan. We're gonna saute we're gonna saute and cook the sausage first. Then we're gonna saute and soften up our vegetables. I like mine a little crunchy, so we're not gonna go too hard or too much with the sauteing, just enough to soften them up a little bit. And then we'll blend it all together, and that's it. The sausage has all of the spice you need. You don't need to add anything unless you want a little bit extra pepper, or if this doesn't have enough salt content in it. But the sausage will give you enough flavor within itself, and then the juices that get onto the onions and the bell peppers. So that's it. Lunch, quick, simple, easy. Let's go and feed well. All right, our sausage and bell peppers are all done. I'm gonna dig into this while I search for a place to find a craft beer to pair with the Chilean sea bass we're gonna make for dinner tonight. All right, I hope you can see me because it's dark in here, but I got the coach to take home to pair with the Chilean sea bass. That's what we're rolling with for tonight. We got, let me show you, let me tell you again what I got. We went to Hillman Brewing Company and they had a Kolsch. It's only 5% alcohol by volume, so it's a nice, clean, refreshing beer that's going to go good with this. The reason why it's going to go good with this is because Chilean sea bass is a light fish. You don't want to overpower it with a beer like a stout or a double IPA or anything like that. You want something that's going to play around, have just enough flavor to let this dish shine through. With this Chilean sea bass, we're going to do butternut squash and beets. We're going to roast these. Everything is seasoned with our brew and feed gourmet garlic pepper and salt. And that's it. That's all we got. So we're going to roast these in the oven. This the butternut squash and the beets. We're going to roast these in the oven. We're going to pan sear this Chilean sea bass with the skin side down first at a very high temperature. Then we're going to pan sear it on the other side, 3 minutes each side. We're going to throw it in the oven for 3 minutes. And then we're going to put it back on the pan. We're going to toss a little piece of butter on there and let it finish cooking. And then we'll have our pan seared, oven roasted Chilean sea bass with our oven roasted butternut squash and beets, paired with Hillman Brewing Company's or Hillman Beer Company's 5% ABV Kolsch style beer. Let's see what I'm working with. Let's dig into this. You know what I got? I got roasted butternut squash, roasted beets, roasted Chilean sea bass, and I got a Kolsch beer from Hillman Brewing Company. Let's dig into this Chilean sea bass first. Oh, Chilean sea bass is so flaky and buttery and delicious. It does have bones in it. Depending on how they fillet it, you'll get some bones. But when you sear it in the pan like I did, you get a crispy crust on both sides. Whether it's the skin or the top of the fish, is nice and crispy. It's nice and buttery. See how big those bones are? You just pick them out. Butternut squash, slightly sweet. So good. And beets, everybody doesn't like beets. I like the earthy flavor that they have. They have a little bit of sweetness in them. Kind of a dark cherry-like flavor to them. And when you roast them and you get that little bit of caramelization on them, they're delicious. But this beer is meant, because none of these vegetables are sweet. This fish is flaky and light. I wanted a beer that would just be relatively neutral, that would wash it all down, but give me a flavor. Basically, a Kolsch or a Helles style beer. These beers are beers that taste like beer, is what I say. There's nothing that kind of interferes with the malt flavor. You get a gentle hop bitterness, just enough so you can taste it, and it doesn't interfere with the meal too much. Sometimes you want the beer to interfere with the meal and that it either complements it or contrast it in some way. Here, this is more of a neutral flavor to wash away those flavors, give you a taste of some beer that tastes like beer, and to complement the meal. And that's exactly what we got here. So, if you're gonna cook a Chilean sea bass, I recommend a Kolsch or a Helles lager. Do some roasted vegetables like beets, asparagus, some butternut squash. You could even do some sweet potatoes, but anything roasted that goes with this kind of come to give you that roasted flavor with this light fish. Excellent deal, excellent meal. Hey, hey, hey.
Ay, 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 I just wanna have fun. Come and pick me up, meet me at the spot. Up all night till the sunrise. Pop back cool, get ready for the ride. Gonna feel good. Gonna feel good. Holy moly, guacamole in my pockets. What a blessing. Got it on me, I got options. Real stepper, check the shoes, get it poppin'. Eating good, feeling good. Where my hopping?
All right, I just left Cellar Rest Beer Project, and it's a storm brewing up. And Cellar Rest Brewing Company, the Cellar Rest Beer Project, the beer is amazing, excellent, good, crisp, clean. I got to talk to the owner slash brewer, and I was very impressed. And I found a Czech dark lager to pair with my ribeye steak. So let's go check it out. All right, we're here with the steak now. A ribeye steak. This is a dry aged ribeye steak that I bought from Whole Foods. The way I cook my steaks is I put them in a pan on between medium and high heat. I sear it on both sides with a little bit of olive oil for 3 minutes on each side. But before I do that, I season my ribeye steaks with salt and pepper. In this case, I'm going to be using bourbon barrel smoked pepper from our brand. You can get this on our website. And smoked bourbon barrel flake salt. So salt and pepper, two bourbon barrel additions of our pepper and our salt. But anyway, if you're cooking a steak like this, salt and pepper is the best thing you can use. If you use other kinds of blends that have different things in them, paprika, all that stuff, and sear it on the pan, it'll scorch it, it'll burn it. You want a little sear on there, but you don't want it to burn. Salt and pepper is perfect. So for this steak, we decided to pair with a beer from Cellar Rest Brewing Company here in Asheville, North Carolina. It's called Moonglade. It's an oak-rested Czech dark lager. We sampled it over there. The owner slash brewer was there. He gave us some background about his beers. There's a lot of barrel-aged stuff or barrel-rested stuff. They got a lot of different sours. We didn't get to try all of the beers, so we're going to have to make another trip out there. But we tried the Helles. We tried the Dortmunder, which was excellent. We actually ended up taking a mixed 4-pack of 4 of their beers, which was the dark lager, the Apra City India Pale Lager, the Helles, and their Pilsner, their oak-rested Pilsner. So I'm actually sipping on the India Pale Lager right now, but the oak-rested Czech dark lager is the one we decided to go with. If you ever had a dark lager, it's made with dark malt, so it's a darker lager, but it's crisp and it's clean, so it's not as heavy on your palate as a stout or a porter. But you get some of those roasted malt flavors. Outstanding beer. I think it's one of the cleanest dark lagers I've had. They have a very tiny brew house, and they're making some amazing beers out of there. So we're gonna roll with the Czech dark lager to go with this because of the little bit of roasted notes in there to go with our bourbon barrel smoked pepper and our bourbon barrel flake salt. And that's it. 3 minutes seared on each side, 3 minutes in the oven, take it out, 3 minutes back in the pan. We're gonna baste it with some butter and some garlic and some rosemary. We're gonna serve this up with some roasted butternut squash and some roasted beets, just like we did with the Chilean sea bass. So let's go check it out.
Put it on a plate with some lemonade. That's the way we did it in the old days. Back then, mama said, get up, walk on play. But you better not come home like it's street life. We was young, racing street life. Carefree was the best time. Fast forward, daydreaming about the next time. When it's gonna happen again, cause I just wanna have fun. Come and pick me up, meet me at the spot.
All right, our dry aged ribeye steak is done. We got our Moonglade oak rested Czech dark lager easy for me to say, oak rested Czech dark lager from Cellar Rest Beer Project here in Asheville, North Carolina. So let's go ahead and dig into this and see what this pairing is like. I cooked this steak, like I said earlier in the video, seared 3 minutes on each side at a little, probably about 3/4 temperature, so not medium, not high, kind of in between. And I seasoned it with our bourbon barrel smoked pepper and bourbon barrel smoked salt. You can get that on our website, brewandfeed.com. So let's see what we're working with here. When you cook the steak like that, it comes out nice and juicy all the way through. Slightly pink on the inside. Butternut squash is the perfect dish to go with this steak. I also cooked some garlic in there with the steak too. Rosemary. Give it a little floral notes. Got some beets. Those earthy, semi-sweet deliciousness. And wash it all down with a Czech dark lager. Very crisp, very clean. A little bit of roastiness, not too much. And it washes down well. We call a pairing like this a contrasting pairing, because when you use a dry beer with a fatty food, it washes away that fat off your tongue. But this also has a little bit of a complementary pairing because of the roastiness and the spices that we use. The bourbon barrel aged smoked pepper and the bourbon barrel aged smoked salt. It's a little smoky. This steak is a little caramelized, a little Maillard reaction going on, caramelized because of the way we seared it on each side. The dark malts in here will also caramelize a bit with the Maillard reaction when they roasted the malts. So you get both a dry beer that washes away the fattiness of the steak, but you also get a little bit of the roastiness and that little bit hints of caramel notes that complement a dish like this. So excellent pairing. Glad I selected this one. Go ahead and visit Cellar Rest Brewing Company and all the other breweries that we visited in this Brew and Feed adventure. And that's it. I'm going to dig into this steak. Butternut squash is serve it up with beets and what do I got? Beets and we're gonna serve it up with some butternut squash and some beets.